Hello everyone. As soon as the chapter starts, make sure you get that potion from the dead ninja. Yeah, I'm actually surprised they kept it. I think it's on every difficulty he gives you one, so make sure you get that. And just keep heading along, and make sure you open the chest too, because it also has a potion. I think in the other difficulties it has a map or something, and that's pretty much useless, but here, you can definitely use the potion. And what I'm doing is equipping the nunchaku, the chucks, and basically for this entire chapter I'm just going to spam the wall attacks. It's just go up a wall and use YY. And I think it's just basically was made for this chapter. It's so useful, I just use it all the time. Now for the next encounter, you can use that same wall attack spam, but here I'm just going to mix it up a bit and kill the crow. Just center the camera, throw shurikens, and then just drag the essence over for UT. Like so. It's pretty easy. Sometimes the crow can be a pain. I know I've missed the crow a lot. Sometimes the crow flies away. It can be very difficult, so just use that chuck wall spam, and that'll make it easier. You can also drag the essence from the last encounter over here, but there's a rock wall over there where you can just spam that chuck wall spam again. Here I'm just showing that it's also easy just to drag essence over for UTs. Now here I could drag the essence over, but I want to show a trick to spawn the crow. Should be a crow on the fence there, and I'm just gonna do this right now. See, I'm jumping up that wall, and obviously that actually makes him respawn, so and then for the next two fights I'll be using this crow essence to start off UT chains. Just make sure he's in the center of the camera, and that's basically, and you should hit him. Now here I like to stay near that wall, just see where I jumped, and I've been able to kill all of them in one UT, but even if you don't, know that the pots have essence, so you can still get your UTs in. And here I'm just going back and getting that crow to spawn again, because the next fight is actually, I think, the toughest fight in this chapter. There's going to be 3 ninjas at a time, and in a really small space. And they're going to want to grab you, they're going to want to stab you, they're going to want to do their spinny sword attack thing. I don't know what to call it, but it does a hell of a lot of damage. And it's just really hard without using the lunar UTs. And I really recommend the lunar here because it'll actually you can kill a lot more enemies with it, as opposed to the dragon sword or chucks, which will probably just kill one or something. And I'm just using shurikens so that I don't stick to the walls. That could be a little problematic. If you lose your, like here I lost my 2 essences that I need to UT change, so I'm just gonna go back to the chucks and just keep wall spamming for the rest of the fight. Well, I guess that the rest of the fight was just one ninja anyway. Now for here I recommend the chucks instead of the lunar, because you can, it has more range. You'll be, unlike the dragon sword and the lunar, you'll actually be able to hit him like so. Just angle the camera around, and they won't attack you right away. But don't stand there and keep charging. Release as soon as you see a ninja, because if you just stand there, they'll chuck their shurikens at you. Now for this fight, they only fall down one hole, so just charge an UT, and you should be able to kill all of them. Now, I thought I could be able to charge a UT, but obviously one of my essence disappeared. Now I'm trying to get a UT in because I see that blue essence, and there we go. Now make sure you don't destroy the lamp to the right of the chest. It'll become more apparent why you don't want to destroy that thing in Chapter 2, but see, right now I'm getting dangerously close to that lamp, and I'm running away because I don't want to destroy that precious lamp. Now this guy's catching me by surprise. I actually thought I killed everyone here. I wasn't expecting them to just keep coming out. And this guy really catching me by surprise because I really was not expecting him to counter. And this is going to be embarrassing, yeah. Very embarrassing how much damage I just took there. That's okay, because it'll give me an opportunity to show how even if you take damage in this game, or in this chapter, you can still push on through. Like, I could go into the next encounter with the health I have, or I could use a potion, but I don't want to do either of that, because I can just spawn this crow, and I can keep killing him for blue essence. So I can go into the next fight with full health, and to me, I think that would take less time than starting over. While you can see me farming this crow, I wanted to talk about the dragon sword here. It's useful for the other difficulties, but I really don't think it's that useful here. I mean, the UT isn't that great. You can probably kill one, maybe two enemies, if you can position it right. And its wall attack doesn't really stun anyone. I mean, it does stun people, but it doesn't knock them down. And it doesn't, unlike the Chucks, it doesn't like have that after swing thing where it can knock anyone who's coming to grab you away. So, I really don't find it that useful. It's useful for the Murai fight, but I'll get to that later. At first I used to think this chapter, well, I still think it's the hardest, but it's manageable if you use these small tricks like dragging essence for UTs, just really spamming those lunar UTs and the Chuck wall attacks. And farming this crow is really a great trick. It makes the chapter a lot easier because, if you die here, you can't save. You have to do all those fights again, and it's really a pain. So it's great to know that you can refill your health without having to use any potions. Now here, I think I'm just gonna go into... no, never mind. I thought I was gonna go back, but no, I'm gonna farm him one more time. Again, I could have taken my chances with the next fight, because it's right next to the save point, but I mean, that would really suck if I just died there, and from one grab or something, and I didn't want to take any chances. Here, I'm switching to Lunar because you can start a UT here, just don't go past that line, and as soon as you pass that line, they'll come. But if you don't pass it, you can charge a UT. Now, Ryu is targeting that lamp, so I'm going over to this side. And there we go. That'll actually kill the first purple guy. I think that they don't have too much health. So you only need a few hits from your UT to get him. Now I don't have any essence, so I can't UT chain, so I'm just going back to spamming that Chuck move. You can see how efficient this is. I mean, it makes the chapter a lot easier.